Welcome aboard. I hope you're patiently waiting for Scuttlebutt from Scuppernong Cove, christening Lena 2. Now, there is a method to my madness in all this waiting. After all, a good read always makes for a good stocking stuffer, don't you think? Hint, hint, hint. So to keep you on board in the meantime, I thought it would be a good idea to share now and then a bit of character backstory. A little bit ago, Dick, our storyteller and guide, shared with you directions to Scuppernong Cove. Dick mentioned that if you pass Loading Dock Road, you can double back with a U-turn in the gravel parking lot of Polky Joe's Tavern. Polky Joe's looks a lot like an old English tavern. Even has a double-decker bus parked out in front. You can't miss that bus. It stands out like a sore thumb. It has all been painted up in psychedelic colors. Looks a little something like a graffiti artist or urban muralist would do. Polky Joe's Tavern is owned and operated by Josephine Park. She and her husband built it about 30 years ago. It originally was named Old King George's Pub. Josephine renamed it after her husband, George, you guessed it, ran off with a younger woman. He left her with the double wide, the pub, and of course the bills. Now you're probably asking, how did she come by the name Polky? Well, she's a little bit short of stature, 5'2" to be exact, but she's really a pistol. Polky comes from slowpoke. That is what George called her all the time in front of her patrons. It definitely was laced with derision. However, he thought it was funny. What he didn't expect was it would morph into Polky. It became a name spoken with great fondness over the years by all of the patrons. Now, Josephine lives a couple hundred feet out behind the tavern in a real nice double wide tucked into the woods. On Monday through Friday until 5, she runs a daycare out of it for about 10 neighborhood kids. That daycare is situated perfectly, right on the way out and into Scuppernong Cove. The perfect place to leave your kid as you come and go from your job over in Palatka, Palm Coast, or way up in St. Augustine. The moms in Scuppernong Cove really do love Polky Joe. She even has kids who come back after they have left Scuppernong Cove to visit and sometimes help out. Spring breaks, summertime, she's really thought of very fondly. But let's get back to Polky Joe's Tavern. Polky Joe's Tavern only opens Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday afternoons, and closes around 7 on Sunday. Polky serves mainly beer, wine, and the occasional blender concoction. There's 2 dartboards, 1 pool table, and an outside horseshoe pit. There's also a charcoal grill over by the horseshoe pit. She opens the doors on Friday a little after 5 o'clock, right after the last kid has been picked up and headed home. About 6, KJ comes to be the bartender, waitress, and everything else that Polky Joe asks. During the week, KJ is an entrepreneur. She's a real talented independent businesswoman. Now, I can't remember exactly, but I think she sells either Avon or Mary Kay, not quite sure. Anyway, Polky Joe's menu is posted up on the chalkboard at the end of the bar. It's brief, pretty darn good hot dogs, boiled in beer, though. What makes those dogs extra special are the choices you have in dressing them. There are no fries, just chips, pretzels, and nuts from the big warehouse store up in St. Augustine. What's amazing is what can be cooked up in a crock pot or toasted in a toaster. Now, if you're visiting on a holiday, that's a real treat. That's when KJ shows off her skills with the crock pot. For example, last Cinco de Mayo weekend, she whipped up fajitas just using crock pots. On Saturday nights, starting about 7:30, give or take, Chuck Papp sets up his stool, amp, mic, and karaoke machine. He uses both acoustic and electric guitars to play covers of favorites. He at least once during the night shares one of his acoustic songs that he wrote himself. During the week, he can sometimes be found at Keely's Irish Pub. On Thursday nights, at Gator Alley's Family Fun Center for family karaoke and bowling night. Sunday mornings is when the old double-decker bus opens up as a chapel for Hogs to Heaven Faith Church. The deacon is the leader of Riders for Redemption of Northeast Florida. The riders each Sunday take an early morning ride south on the roads along St. John's from Mandarin on down to Scuppernong Cove. When they arrive at Pokey Joe's, they hold their services in the old double-decker bus. After the services, right at noon, they adjourn to inside Pokey Joe's to spend the rest of the afternoon playing darts or shooting pool. If the weather is nice, you will find the guys outside throwing horseshoes and solving the problems of the world. Sometimes cooking up the stuff on the grill, things they brought down, sort of like a potluck supper. It's really a lot of fun. On the other hand, you'll most likely find the gals gathered around the bar listening intently to KJ drinking some of those blender concoctions. Now, those gals make up a consistent, ready-made clientele for KJ's beauty secrets and makeup tricks. Now I remember, it's easy after all. Those gals have given her the moniker Mary Kay KJ. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I was going to have some fun with this. Hopefully by sharing this little bit of backstory, you will begin to get a feel for the folks that live around Scuppernong Cove. As we mosey along, and we have a little bit of fun with this, I'll share with you a bit more about some of the folks and characters who call Scuppernong Cove. Until then, fair winds, smooth seas, happy landings, K.E. Canal. Or to friends just like you, just plain old Carl. Bye.